Urban Roots has been empowering youth leadership and nourishing our communities for more than a decade. It started in 2008 with just 15 teenagers and one small piece of land. And today we have 2 urban farms and 3 youth leadership organizations. Our goal is to grow food, combat hunger, and empower our youth leaders.
I'll tell you, the moment that inspired me to serve on the Urban Roots board was the moment I stepped on the farm. It is truly a magical place, and to see and to know that there are youth there working to not only grow healthy food for themselves and their families and our communities, but also learn about sustainability and regenerative agriculture and the importance of healthy living in our community, this place that we live. We believe that empowered youth nourish our community in so many ways. The farm is a safe place where young people can experience firsthand the transformational power of growing fresh food to feed our neighbors, experiencing hunger and engaging directly in their community. Since 2008, 525 young leaders have completed paid internships, earning nearly $670,000.
My name is Jordan. I am an Urban Roots farm assistant, and I was formerly a Food and Leadership Fellow. I graduated from college in 2019. I went to Swarthmore College and I studied biology. What I realized early on while studying biology was just like the degree to which industry degrades the soil, ruins native habitats for animals all over the world, and I had always had an interest in health sciences. I guess somehow over time I sort of found urban agriculture as a great way to like marry those two interests of mine, and I found Urban Roots in my search for like food justice oriented organizations. What I found to be really striking about Urban Roots is the degree of care that the staff and leadership just sort of embody when dealing with the fellows. I was constantly getting feedback on my developing leadership skills, but I was also getting to chat with Teresa and other staff who, you know, would ask about my life and how I was doing. So I always felt supported. And as a cohort, we were encouraged to learn from each other in an environment that fostered this sort of mutual respect, mutual care, and curiosity. I think it slowly crept up on me, that sort of feeling of being cared for, which was kind of nice because, you know, in the end you're like, oh, I'm just being embraced and hugged by the care of everyone on staff. I feel like I just don't want to limit myself to one sort of thing anymore, like the kinds of things I want to do in the future, the kind of person I want to be. I can do this thing where I'm an educator and I'm a community advocate and I'm a leader and I'm a farmer, and like all these things don't have to be separate because like as a one person, I am multiple things. So I can do multiple things. I was struggling a lot because I had just moved and changing career fields, so there was a lot of unknowns for me. It meant the world to me. I felt that, you know, even though I didn't know what was going to happen next, that at least for the time being, I was doing all right.
Yeah, my name is Paul Manny, and I am Urban Roots alumni and the board treasurer for Urban Roots. Growing up, I never got in trouble except for talking. I liked to talk a lot when I was young. I think my mom enjoyed it. My aunts enjoyed it less so. I've done a couple of different, programs between high school and middle school. I played the trombone. I still play the trombone actually, occasionally. So I participated in the farm internship program my second semester of high school in 2010. Getting through the application process and, getting to the interview, which was like a group interview, which was, is still very unique for my time, even now. The group interview gave me the opportunity to really see some of the places where I felt like there was room for development for me. I had never really been a shy kid, but I definitely thought that my interpersonal skills, could develop. And then to see other folks' strengths where I was lacking and maybe see my strengths where others could develop a bit more, and to think about how we could be coming together to work on those things, and move closer to each other while nourishing the community. It really was a no-brainer for me. My job to support Urban Roots now really comes from, of course, the knowing of what I got from the program and what other students are probably getting, knowing that work has continued, and but also to know that there's so much more that can be done. So many more students that can be impacted, how many more pounds of food we'll be able to grow, and that's what keeps me invigorated even now, even since I decided to join the board. Just the continued growth and those possibilities.
Last year, 66 young people worked with more than 1,400 community volunteers to grow more than 40,000 pounds of fresh food. And we were able to donate over half of our harvest for over 21,000 pounds of fresh food produce to local food banks and other hunger relief partners supporting food justice in Austin.
I'm Carmen Llanes Pulido, and I serve as the Executive Director for Go Austin, Vamos Austin, or GAVA.
My name is Erica Reyes, and I'm the Parks and Nutrition Lead Organizer.
GAVA organizes and mobilizes community power for health equity, and specifically breaking down barriers to health in the Eastern Crescent. We do that by increasing access to healthy food and physical activity, building community power, and fostering permanency or neighborhood stability. All of the things that Urban Roots supports, developing youth and community through food, aligns beautifully with the mission of GAVA.
The partnership has changed the minds on how residents think. It has provided them with understanding that they have a way of advocating for their needs. It has changed their minds of thinking that maybe the barriers that they have faced all this time in their neighborhoods, that their stories are transmitted to the youth, and somewhere in that road, those barriers are not going to be there anymore.
The partnership with Urban Roots has presented us with not only an incredible source of local produce to provide to communities who are looking for more access to healthy foods and fruits and vegetables, but also new engagement points for youth, and youth from the community as well as other parts of Austin. So it's a very deep and new lens to add to community engagement that I think Urban Roots appreciates, and we appreciate it too. It builds to all the networks and partnerships that we have supporting healthy eating and vibrant communities in Southeast Austin.
Throughout Fall 2020 Food and Leadership Fellowship, youth participated in workshops and heard from leaders in our community about food justice, food insecurity, and sustainable agriculture and leadership. For their final project, they were asked to creatively showcase their experiences regarding food justice, food access, and leadership during our fellowship. Here are some of their projects.
Community power around food access.
My pantry's always full.
Building youth leaders.
Food justice.
The land heals us.
Why should people care about each other? Why should people care about themselves? It's maybe not everybody sees it the same way, but I feel like we're all responsible to make our lives on this planet just a little bit better for each other. It's a place where people can teach and learn and fight for a world where nobody has to be hungry.